What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game 8 Eyes, which was released on the NES by Taxan and Deacon Rabbit. Now, the plot of the game is that mankind began to flourish again after nearly being wiped out by a nuclear war. Now, the particular king is rebuilding Earth using 8 jewels known as the 8 Eyes. But King, 8 of the king's evil, power hungry dukes stole the jewels, and they hit him, and they're trying to start another war on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Now, Orin, who was a falconer with his falcon cutlass, is on a mission to defeat the Dukes and get the jewels back, you know what I'm saying? Now, 8 Eyes pretty much have 8 stages in the game, you know what I'm saying, where Orin pretty much travels around the world to get the jewels back, and you have to pretty much travel to Spain, Egypt, Italy, India, Africa, Germany, Arabia, and the House of Ruth. There is a select stage screen which is pretty similar to Mega Man in that regard. So it is non-linear, you know what I'm saying, and where you can pick any stage that you want. You can like pick Egypt first, or Italy first, or Arabia first, you know what I'm saying, but the House of Ruth will remain locked until you complete all the other stages, you know what I'm saying. It's pretty much like Mega Man in that regard too. So, like with Mega Man 2, you gotta beat all 8 robot masters to get the Dr. Wily stage. So 8 Eyes was inspired by the Mega Man franchise in that regard. Another thing about 8 Eyes is that the level design and the gameplay mechanics is pretty similar to the not Mega Man, but the Castlevania like trilogy. I would say more specifically the first Castlevania game in terms of the level design and the gameplay mechanics. When you look at the level design, you gonna think Castlevania right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? And the main reason the gameplay mechanic is similar to Castlevania is because of the sub weapons that's in the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, Orin pretty much starts with a sword and cutlass, but he can use secondary weapons, which are a dagger, a boomerang, an ice ball, and a powerball, a Marfatov cocktail, and a gun. So some of the sub weapons are inspired by Castlevania, along with the sub weapons as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can get some items which are S ball and S bowl and S jar, a blue jar, a G jar, a Z jar, and a C jar. You know what I'm saying? I guess you can these things. One of them can be used as animals for the sub weapons. I don't know which one it is. I didn't really care to find out, but you could use them for like different things throughout the course of the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing about this particular game that kind of struck me as odd is that you have to hit a lever to open the door to get to the next section of the stage and everything, and it pretty much gives you a 10-second window of opportunity to get to that door and go to the next section. Because if you wait too long, the door will close back up and you have to hit the lever again to get to that next section, you know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the enemies, I guess there's like other birds, swordsmen, skeletons, like stuff like that. I'll be honest though, the enemies for the most part are pretty generic and they're kind of a Castlevania ripoff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as, and if you pretty much beat the game, you can play a mini game where you have to place all the jewels that you collected in a particular order, you know what I'm saying? And the name of the mini game is called it's called the Altar of Peace, you know what I'm saying? And if you put all the jewels in the right order, you will pretty much restore peace on the earth, you know what I'm saying? Now, I guess the best way to complete the game, this particular mini game, is collecting all of those clue scrolls throughout the course of the game before you actually beat it. So you will have all the information that you need to pretty much to complete this mini game, I guess. You know. Now, as far as the graphics and level design of 8 Eyes, I can honestly say it's mediocre at best with okay color palettes and sprites and all that. And to be honest with you, the graphics did not age well at all, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now the gameplay and the controls are mediocre too, with stiff jumps and the hit detection is not good at all. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like Orin's sword looks more like a stubby dagger than a sword. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like the when you get on certain platforms, some of the enemies, like the skeletons or the swordsmen, will come right after you. As soon as you like get up the stairs or you get at the top of the stairs, you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of I don't know, pointless or aggravating, whichever way you want to look at it. Now the soundtrack for 8 Eyes is pretty much dull, forgettable, and boring. You know what I'm saying? It's practically the worst aspect of 8 Eyes, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, it should have been like an entirely different soundtrack altogether, in my opinion. Now, I'll be honest, the select screen is pretty much probably the only aspect of 8 Eyes that's actually good, because you can go to any state that you want. You know what I'm saying? But the gameplay mechanic and the level design should have been totally different from the Castlevania games on the NES, because 8 Eyes just look like a ripoff of sort of a ripoff of the first Castlevania game. You know. Now, would I recommend 8 Eyes if you're a like a retro gamer? I would say no, because of number one, because of the flaws that I mentioned, and there's better NES games to play. You know what I'm saying? Like Contra, Castlevania itself, Zelda, and all that. And if you're a Castlevania fan, just stick with the Castlevania games on NES or Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want a good game that's not a Castlevania ripoff in a bad way, I would just say stick with the Castlevania franchise and all that. I would only recommend 8 Eyes to YouTubers who do review of video games and let's plays on their channels and stuff like that. Mainly because 8 Eyes is pretty much a mediocre game that's not even a must-have. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the score, I would definitely give it a 5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it does have a good plot to it. It just was the game as a whole was executed poorly. Now, with that being said, if you play AIs, if you notice any other similarities to other games that AIs shares, you can mention it in the comment section. If you immediately notice the Castlevania and Mega Man connections, you can also mention that. If you like my review of 8 Eyes, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy, Big Metro Fan 12, signing off.